want to fuck Beyonce and Rihanna. We'll see which one of those things happen first.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Keyboard Warriors Live, presented by KeySharpers.com. I'm Eddie Law, Fred Kirby, and if you have been on Instagram in the last, 10 minutes or maybe 5 minutes, you're either kind of hyped or a little disappointed. We'll get into UFC 298 here in a minute. Here, a new champion, incredible. Honestly, to me, it was a great card, but great main event, in my opinion. But Dana White dropped a little Instagram video announcing the main event for UFC 300. So, ladies and gentlemen, at UFC 300 for the light heavyweight title, we have, and I wish I had fucking this thing queued up, but Alex Pereira will defend his title against Jamal Hill in the main event in fucking Las Vegas. This is fucking crazy, dude. Like, the fact that this is the main event. How do you feel about it? Because we've been digesting it for about 2 minutes. How do you feel about this main event?
Listen, goddamn it. As a fight, it's great. Jamal Hill should be getting a shot at the 205-pound belt. Aesthetically, it will be very pleasing. For the fucking main event of UFC 300, it's shite. Especially after Dana's been promising us for... Look, I'm sure a lot of things went wrong for us to get here. And let me also say, I don't mean to shit on Pereira or Jamal Hill here because it's going to sound like I'm really shitting on them. But I'm not. I think it's a great fight, but to headline UFC 300 after all the fucking hoopla, after all the fucking whispering and shit, for it to be this fight, it's a fucking bit of a letdown. Let's just be real fucking honest about it. It's a bit of a letdown. It'll end up being a good fight, but no fucking nobody short of Jamal Hill's mother is going to be excited for this fucking fight as the main event for UFC 300. I mean, let's just be honest. Nobody's going to be over. Everybody's going to be bitching about it. Will the fight probably be good, violent, and have a finish? Sure. But nobody is going to be ecstatic for this as the main event for UFC 300.
Yeah, no one, and they're really not. And you know, it's and I know we're talking right now, but as we're speaking, I'm actually trying to find a live stream, a good live stream for Dana White's presser, so we can hopefully get a word on. So as soon as that comes up, I'm gonna be able to listen to it, and then I'll just relay what he says.
I almost feel bad for him because they're pitting the fuck. It don't matter how good this fight is. It's going to get shit on the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like they're putting a very lose-lose situation here. Yeah. No matter what they do to promote it, no matter what they say, they're putting a bad spot here. People are going, like, on its own, if this was the main event of any other fucking card, people would be just fine with it. But shoving it here in 300, people are going to bitch their tits off about this.
No, it's bad, and people are already complaining. If you look online at Instagram and Twitter and all that, everyone's kind of like, all that waiting for this. Like, that's what we did. All that waiting for this. And so, people are kind of pissy and are upset, and I get it, right? I mean, I could low key relate, right? I personally, like, I told you before we started, I'm like the fight cards don't really bother me too much, but after being sold this, like, UFC 300 is gonna be the best card and other stuff, I'm gonna do this and that. It just feels like you were saying, I thought for a long time, I was like, okay, they gotta already know who it is. I mean, they're just playing smoke and mirrors with us, throwing this one, throwing that one out there. But how do you it feels like they did scramble, right? Excuse me. This feels super, super late, like last secondly made. Almost feels like they did it tonight. You know what I mean? I almost feel like they made the fight tonight. So I don't know.
Again, I would be very interested. Dana White had mentioned that they can make a documentary just in the trying to make this main event for UFC 300. So I don't know, man, trying to give them the slight benefit of the doubt. I would be really curious to see what all went wrong for us to get here. Again, not trying to shit on them, but a lot of things had to go wrong for us to fucking get here and for this to be our main event of UFC 300. I mean, again, let's just be real fucking honest about it.
Yeah, it's not like, again, like we were saying earlier, like it's not really what anybody wanted, right? Like, nobody really wanted this as the main event. And honestly, it's not like we're like you said, it's not gonna be like, we don't know if it's gonna be a good fight or bad fight. I mean, it's a solid fight, Both guys hit really hard. Jamal Hill deserves a shot back to get his title back and all that. Oh, here's Dana.
Oh,
Hold up. What up? Go ahead.
well, no, it's going to be a fucking fun fight. You got two fucking big strikers that like to bang. But like, listen, it's the 205-pound belt. Pereira just got the belt after getting fucking knocked out at 85. Jamal Hill won the belt from Glover Teixeira, who's 137 years old. It's just a division that's in a real fucking in between now, anyways. This will be Alex Pereira's first fucking defense of the belt. It basically just remotely solidifies the division since John Jones has left it. It's just very much, I don't want to say meaningless, but kind of fucking meaningless.
Mm-hmm. No, a little bit. Let's see, they got Dana up here talking about the Pereira. So as soon as he starts talking about, I might get quiet as soon as he starts talking about 300 to see what the thought process was behind it. But in the comment here, Otis in the comment section, Lan, what's up? Lan's been a minute. Rafael, how you doing, sir? And yeah, he goes, what if it was Pereira versus Aspinall? Pereira versus Aspinall. Would you prefer that?
I mean, fuck, man. A little bit. It wouldn't. Listen, do I think that fucking Aspinall would probably throw the beat? And yes. But Jesus Christ, just in the fucking essence of keeping this a somewhat, oh shit, like this is just your every fucking day run-of-the-mill title defense. Quite frankly, in a less than stellar division at this very time. Look, man, I'm not saying that one of these cats don't knock the other one out and then go on a 3 or 4 fight run. Both of them have potential as light heavyweights moving forward. But at this point in time, this fight don't mean a lot. Listen, it means a lot, but this is just getting the ball rolling. Again, if Jamal Hill comes out and knocks Pereira out, and then 3 fights later, after going on a fucking 3-fight knockout streak after this fight, all of a sudden Jamal Hill's a name. He's a star. 205 matters again. Right now, this is just very much, again, it'll be a good fight. I have no doubt about that. It ain't gonna be a boring one for sure. It just, again, it's a lose-lose. It don't matter that it's going to be a good fight. It just doesn't have the significance or the relevance right now. Fuck, you got who do we got on this card? We got Holloway and Gaethje on this card, right?
Right.
You got fucking history and significance with these cocksuckers. Like, for this to headline over a fight like that is just, it's just weird. I mean, again, let's be fucking honest. We all know this was clearly not the UFC's first decision. A lot of shit must have went wrong for us to get here. I suppose it's not a bad fight, but for it to be 300, we were talking about fucking Fedor and Brock and Ronda Rousey, and I mean, really, look, I usually fucking am one to big up Dana, but at the end of the day, it's Dana's fucking fault. That motherfucker said he was going to blow our mind. He went out and he got all of our pussies wet, and we've all been sitting around saying, "Oh, but Dana said he's going to blow our mind." So to be fair, it is kind of fucking Dana's fault on this one. He fucking set us up and he couldn't deliver this one time.
Yeah.
I gotta, it is what fucking it is, Jack.
Right. Yeah. No, it honestly, it's kind of, like you said, it's kind of a letdown. And after we were sold, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be crazy. I think. Oh, here we go. John Morgan's asking about it. What we got? Yeah, this is hitting settle. I'm just gonna tell you what he's saying. He's trying to make a lot of fights.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen. Can you hear if I'm rambling?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I was just again. I can fucking tell you what Dana White's saying. He's saying, "You think this was our fucking main pick, you fucking jerk offs? We tried to make Tom, Dick, and Harry, and everybody was being a fucking pussy. Nobody wanted to step up to the fucking plate. So this is what you get. Basically, take it or fuck off. You don't like it? Go watch fucking Bellator or WSOF or whatever the fuck that's called these days." That's what he's fucking saying in a nutshell. Save yourself the fucking time. They tried to make other fights. This is what we got stuck with. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Nobody's making you buy the goddamn event. We tried. Next question.
All right. Here's the weird part is that nobody's in the media is asking specifically about the fight. Like John Morgan said, how did you settle on what you settled on? Like they're not even saying Pereira. They're not even saying Hill. This is weird.
Well,
Like
nobody wants to fucking get their goddamn, no. Listen, it's one of those things. It's like when your buddy comes in, if you guys are all kicking it, and your dude's like, yeah, I'm dating this new bitch, boom, 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 boom. And he comes in and he's got a fucking absolute troll with him. Nobody wants to be the one to be like, who the fuck is, who's going to fucking break the news to him that this is a fucking disgusting fucking person that he's with?
Yeah,
Nobody wants to be the one like, hey, Dana, we all think this fight fucking sucks and we're all let down like a motherfucker. What do you got to say about that? Like,
let's see. Yeah, can you hear me? So for some reason my audio just cut out, but just give it a second, it'll be back. Anyway, can you say something? Oh, okay, good. All right, so they killed the audio on the feed for a second. Let's see. Hold on. Nobody.
what's going on? Is our audio on or what?
Yeah, we're good. But I'm true.
Well, like I said, man, that shit don't surprise me. Nobody,
No, what's weirding me out is that no one's asking about the fight. Like that's
because they fight again. It's one of those things. Dad's been drinking again. Who wants to ask him if he's been drinking? Nobody wants to fucking, it's everybody knows. Didn't nobody want this fight, bruh? Everybody knows. Like, I'm sure Dana's fucking Twitter. I mean, listen, universal size is what everybody's doing. Like, and there's no way he's not. And to be fair, look, you got to hand the UFC credit. These motherfuckers know what they're doing. They know good and well we wasn't going to want this. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you Dana White wasn't like, well, let's see what they think. He fucking knew for sure that we were going to bitch about this. So, go on and bitch, trust and believe. They knew for sure that we were going to do this. This is not what they wanted to give us, but it is what it is.
All right, so I turned off the stream. There's no fucking reason to listen to that when no one's asking him shit about the fight. So anyway, and at the end of the day, Alex Pereira, Jamal Hill trying to get his 205 title back. Alex Pereira, or whatever the fuck you say that shit. I'm tired as fuck, dude. But either way, that's a fight. There you go, folks.
Listen,
we have like a month or two to fucking discuss it to death.
Overall, it is a very good card. This was just not the oh shit fight that we were all waiting on.
That's it. Speaking of oh shit, God,
now this
damn, God. First of all, Elia he did not look nervous whatsoever. Alexander looked a little nervous to me, right? And then once he settled into the fight, after he I feel like he felt Elia's power. He's like, okay, cool, I need to avoid this and that, but I'm good. Dude, that right hand that he caught him with at the end of that combo, if you notice, he went low, mid, kind of mid again, and then boom, snuck that right hook in real clean and close. It was like, it might be the cleanest technique I've seen in a long time. And for him to one-hitter quitter Volkanovski, dude, now it's 2 in a row for Alex, dude. Now he lost his title. This is the wild part, but let's start with Leah first. Dana, I caught it at the end of the at the start of the stream. The plans are already in I guess allegedly, like they're okay. No, okay. I'm not gonna say the plans are in the works, but he already said like, yeah, we're it's not too early to go to Spain. That's basically what he's saying, right? Oh, yeah. So I'm assuming he'll probably defend in Spain or something like that, which would be fucking awesome, honestly. But what man? 20 was he 27, 26, 27 years old, still a young man kid. Doing what he's doing? What do you make of the first of all the fight, but the guy himself?
Fucking super impressive, right? Super fucking impressive, man. I mean, listen, going into the fight, he talked a lot of yin yang. He fucking changed his Instagram, put fucking already he had won the fight, new UFC champion. I mean, this was either going to go one of two ways. Either this was going to happen and he was going to look like the fucking new coming of the Spanish fucking Conor McGregor, or it was going to backfire and he was going to look like a dick. Just so happened it went this way. He, I mean, what the fuck? What can you say, right? His technique looked fucking perfect. And to be fair, he didn't do a ton in that first round, but it felt like he was just like on some Floyd Mayweather shit, just trying to find his range, trying to do exactly what he did, get right in there to land that one shot. Dudes that got that fucking one shot, that one hitter quitter power are always going to be a fucking problem. Like Volkanovski has gotten stung in most of his fights. Holloway tagged him a bunch. Like, fuck, who was it? I think Chad Mendez sat him down years and years and years ago, right? Like, he's hittable. And the problem with somebody like fucking Illy is if he hits you, especially in the first couple rounds, it's a fucking wrap. Like, you have got to not let this fucking guy land clean on you for them first few rounds. You need to wrestle the fuck out of him, apparently. Get a little bit of that. What the fuck's that shit called? Lactic acid? Whatever the fuck that you need to get a little bit of that shit built up in his arms because that motherfucker's playing with dynamite. And his technique is too sound for you to be playing that game with him. You know what I'm saying? He seems like this is not the type of guy that you want to strike with in them first few rounds, unless you are very confident in your fucking striking ability. Doesn't seem like a very good. I mean, because goddamn Volkanovski's a hell of a striker, but you know, again, being a great striker is one thing, but fighting a guy with that fucking lights out power, you can hit this motherfucker 13 times. But if he hits you one time, all that shit didn't matter. I mean, Volkanovski looked good. Volkanovski was landing some fucking leg kicks. He was landing some punches. I mean, he looked good in the first round. Not bad at all. Better than I thought he was going to look, to be fair. But one fucking punch is all it took. There wasn't no fight back. I mean, he was a fucking sleep, Jack. That was a KO. Most of what we see are TKOs. That was a fucking KO. No total. That was a knockout.
I thought because okay, so Alexander came out throwing all kinds of kicks, legs, body, high. He could go on leg, body. He would mix it up, right? But it was all kicks for almost the entire first round. But every time he backed up to avoid the shots, his head was so damn high. Right now, I'm assuming that sport guy they probably repeated that a million times in the commentary. I had to, like I said, I live tweeted, so I have it on mute and let's have music on. I'm assuming they probably beat that to death. There's no way they didn't because it was way too damn obvious, right? And so what I thought was gonna happen is he's gonna knock him out. It's because Elia lunged like with a crazy right hand bomb, cracks him, and then finish him on the ground. The fact that he did it so damn close, like in close, and was able to be so accurate, beautifully done. That's not a guy you want to stand and box with at all.
Well, and I tell you what it proves, man, or just sort of backs up the fact of fucking throwing combinations. Bruh, listen, that was the very end of a 4-punch combination. The first 3 fucking whiffed. It wasn't like he clipped him. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, he pretty much missed all 3 of the first 3 punches. But that fucking 4th punch landed right on the goddamn button and was all he needed. He didn't need to land those first 3. That 4th one landed and did all the fucking damage he needed it to. What the fuck?
Yep. There you go, man.
But
speaking of, what's up?
Well, I was just gonna say, young, talented, brash, good-looking, cocky kid in a market that's as of yet untapped. I'd say this was a pretty big win for the UFC, and he's got a very fan-friendly fucking fight style. Like big W for the UFC. And to be fair, Volkanovski, he's what, 35, 36?
He's up there.
Already basically the greatest featherweight of all time.
He's a legend.
It's not, you know, it is what it is. And I still, you know, the Makachev lost, like, whatever, he lost. But I don't never hold that shit against the fighter. When you move up in weight division and you fight the fucking champion, if you lose, guess what? You was fucking supposed to. No big deal. You were supposed to lose that one, son. Now, this one you wasn't exactly supposed to lose, but still, you know.
But no one's going to knock it.
Yeah. Volkanovski's next fight will be the one to dictate, you know, where we really are going in his career. At this point, Illy's done this to damn near every cocksucker he's fought, so what are you going to do?
Okay, speaking of Volkanovski's next fight, is it the rematch in Spain?
Could be.
Because I'm not against that. Longtime champion. He was holding his own for the first couple of rounds. He got caught.
Problem with that is it's other sexy suitors out there.
Oh, sure.
Is Yair fighting somebody right now? Is he lined up?
Yeah, he's in Mexico. No, I'm wrong on that.
Who's he fighting?
Let me find out for you, but I'm pretty sure he's booked. I guarantee if Otis is watching, he's gonna beat me to it by like 2 seconds. and we're even dragging. Brian Ortega in Mexico. That's right, next weekend.
Okay.
I was supposed to be there. But the flight that I had booked.
Weekend?
That's next weekend. I was supposed to fly out on Monday to Mexico City, but my flight got canceled 2 weeks ago, and in order to rebook it, it was gonna be almost double the money. I'm like, fuck that. So unfortunately, not gonna be in Mexico. But either way, yeah, he's fighting there. Let's see what the rankings show. Rankings have. Let's see, where the hell is Max Holloway's won, but he's fighting obviously Justin, so he's that's not gonna happen. Movsar Evloev, but no one's trying to see Topuria versus Evloev. Arnold Allen, I think, just lost. Someone can correct me on that. Josh Emmett just got knocked out by Topuria. Yeah, the only one there is Volkanovski. So that's probably gonna be the fight.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, since they fight next weekend,
yeah, I was plenty of time.
Yeah, especially if Yair can get a knockout or an impressive performance, I go with that one.
Yeah,
I go just because you got the whole fucking Latin Spanish beef. It's super exciting styles, and quite frankly, I just like the matchup. Don't get me wrong, the fight tonight was great.
Yeah.
But I Yair and Illy, that's sex, Jack. It takes two to fucking dance and tango, man. That's a good fight. That's a big fight. There's so many different layers and levels to that fight. If Yair can actually get the W and do it, come out slightly unscathed, I think that's a very, very, very good, interesting, fun fight.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. So I don't know, man. It's
and I'll tell you what, honestly, I don't think Volk should fight Topuria next.
No.
I'm sure he will want to because he's a goddamn madman and he's an animal.
Yeah.
But if I was controlling Volk's career, coming off the loss to Makhachev, and then now coming off a second loss,
and both finished knockout finishes,
right? And look, Illy's good and he hits hard. Give fucking Volkanovski a softball, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Maybe not a softball even, but let's get him in there with a grappler. Let's fucking get him in there with somebody who might not knock the absolute dog shit out of him for a fucking second here, and let him get a win under his belt. That's what if I was his manager, I'd be like, you know what? Let y'all do that for a minute. Let me see what that fucking Ebelov prick. Let's get that fucking prick. Let's get Ebelov in there. Let's fucking, let's get a highly ranked guy, but a guy that we can kind of get a fucking win. We used to have bounce backs in the UFC, Jack. You had Keith Jardine type characters that had a name, but you can fight these motherfuckers and get you a little bit of a win and get a little wind in yourself. All joking aside, I think that's kind of important. And if Volkanovski ever wants to have a chance at beating Topuria, I think he's got to get a little bit of his mojo back.
Yeah,
he needs to go get a win somewhere, beat somebody's ass, and then come back and maybe. I don't like the immediate rematch at all right now for him.
Maybe not for finish. I don't know. I'm with you on that. Oh, this is give Volk the rematch. We'll see what happens. I think more than likely that's what happens. I didn't see.
He deserves it. He deserves it. But I don't. Yeah. But I don't know if he should take it. Illy's good, man. He hits hard. Dude's coming off with 2 knockout losses. Ooh.
Just real quick, folks. I am not as red as I look right now. It's just fucking lighting right now. Anyway, my boy Lands, I missed your comment earlier. Awful main, awful. Talking about the Pereira, whatever Hill fight. But I will say I'd rather have this than Brock or some shit, but still awful. I mean, look, do you really want to see old ass Fedor against giant Brock Lesnar, who's old himself and all kinds of fucking shit?
I mean, listen, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know about Fedor, but like. If they say they just blew our doors off. Now, listen, to be fair, Brock got caught up in all that rape shit with Vince McMahon, and
that shit is allowed to
say that word
crazy. But, no, you're not.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, man. The R word. But Brock Lesnar was probably never a real option because when all that shit jumped off, I think that was a big fucking deal for him over there. But real fucking talk. Say they pulled a fucking rabbit out of the hat. And tonight they announced Brock Lesnar versus Tom Aspinall for the belt. Fuck it. Realistically, and don't you cocksuckers lie, which fight would get you more excited? Jamal Hill versus fucking Pereira or Brock Lesnar versus Tom Aspinall? Now, I'll tell you right now, for me, it's Brock versus Tom. Listen, do I know that Tom's probably going to beat the dog shit out of Brock Lesnar? Absolutely. Do I give a fuck? Not at all. It would have been fucking exciting. Brock would have been back shooting his stupid fucking mouth off. We would have get to watch him take a fucking beating again. I would have been here for it. Again, fucking Pereira and Jamal Hill is a real fight, but for the sex of UFC 300, it's doing fuck all.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. By the way, Lance does a lot of gaming and other like basically gaming. And correct me if I'm wrong there, Lance, but you do a lot of gaming content. If you're a gamer, he does certain kinds of games, certain kinds of things, and so I'm not super into everything he does, but definitely go check that out. Follow this man on Twitch and on YouTube and anywhere he's gone. I'm sad we lost Brock versus DC.
That would have been a good fight at the right time.
Brock. Yeah, back then when he shoved him in the fucking octagon, that would have been the perfect time to do it. You do that now, we're gonna be like, oh god, Brock's gonna just butt fuck DC in the middle of the cage.
I don't know, bro. I'll tell you what, I might be becoming a filthy casual. I think I'd rather watch fucking Mike Tyson box fucking Mark Hunt.
I remember, did you hear it was like the first matchup that was thrown out there was Tyson Fedor?
That's what I heard. That's what I was sort of thinking, and then they had threw Mike Hunt out there, but like.
I don't want to fight him either, man.
But like, I don't know, man. The freak show kind of excite me a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of depends, Yeah. All right. All right. Getting into the card a little bit. Co-main event. Robert Whittaker looked fucking good. He hasn't looked that good in a minute, dude. So they're already talking about him for possible shortlist for a title shot. So that was a great fight. Paulo Costa, meanwhile, like valiant effort, but it just seemed like I like that lead head kick that he throws is fucking beautiful. He needs to use that, just not the guy to fucking use it with. So
Robert Whittaker is really fucking good, man. Robert Whittaker is really fucking good. I never give him the credit that I think he fucking really does deserve. I mean, Paulo Costa is fucking think what you will of him, but that dude is a fucking tank. And look, you're right, man. Robert Whittaker looked really good tonight. He was fucking landing a lot. I tell you what, he looked so fucking good. I've got a newfound respect for Paulo Costa's chin.
For surviving all that.
Fucking touching him up, and Paulo ate it like fucking RoboCop. He even tried to get cute with the whole fucking Max Holloway thing. Gotta give it though, Robert Whittaker. Didn't bite a bit. Didn't even fucking acknowledge that Paulo tried it. Straight fucking Helen Kellerty. Didn't even acknowledge that Paulo pulled that bullshit. Just kept right on with the game plan.
Speaking of, just real quick on Whittaker, because Otis threw out a matchup where that I'm not sure would go well for one guy, but I'd be okay seeing it. Would you want to watch Strickland versus Whittaker?
Well, yeah.
But
I'm not mad at that. I don't know why, but I was just thinking, Hamzat. Give fucking Hamzat Whittaker. Let's just fucking get after it. But I don't. That's probably not fair. That's probably not fair to Whittaker, to be fair.
I don't think it's fair to. No. I don't think that's fair to Hamzat. I think Hamzat gets wrecked.
We'll see, and that right there is what makes it a good fight. But you're right. The Sean Strickland fight would provide the same thing, especially after Strickland's performance against Dricus. Like that's actually a really good fight, to be fair.
Yeah. I think we'd see that probably some kind of title eliminator. It says Dern has off the worst fight IQ. We'll talk about that in a little bit because I think it was a choice. I don't think she's an idiot. I think she chose to do what she did, and it didn't work out for her, and she ended up getting her face literally smashed in. But we'll talk about that in a second. Let's see. What are the comments do we have? I'd rather see Conor versus Chandler's main event. That's what I thought we were gonna get. I thought maybe 2 weeks ago, I was like, why not? They've both been on the shelf for over a year. What is the holdup? What the fuck is the holdup? And is it Conor McGregor? Because it's not Chandler. Chandler's been sitting there like, I'm waiting, motherfucker. Is it Conor or is it the UFC? Right? Like, I mean, there's no real clear answer on that.
Again, bro, I don't really want to. I don't want to really shit too bad on this, but bro, I might have been better off with fucking Leon Edwards and remember the name.
Blah.
I mean, fuck, man. At least we feel like we're doing the right thing. Bilal needs the fight, so at least we as the MMA gods can be like, well, poor Bilal. They flat moved that motherfucker straight to his face tonight, Jack. They showed Bilal. We was in Anaheim, right? It was Anaheim night. One of some wild motherfuckers. I gotta say, shout out to fucking Anaheim. Them motherfuckers don't give a fuck, Jack.
At all. They did. Dude, that's like Orange County, bro. Out of all places in the
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
in the country, Orange County was booing that shit. That made me laugh so hard. I almost felt like like everyone was from out of town in that building. There's
It'd
no
be
way that
one thing
everyone
if
was
they
overseas.
just mentioned it and he wasn't in the
Yeah,
building. This
yeah.
motherfucker's live in the building. It was just fucking boo, Jack. We do not want to see you fight Belong.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad. What else we got? All right, let's come before we keep going. Brock vs. Jones would have been money in my opinion. Jones is still hurt. Jones is still hurt. That's all it is. So,
But that would have been that definitely would have been him.
Oh, that'd have been great.
Fight, yeah.
For like a circuit, we're talking circus fights. Well, why not? Be fucking great. All right. Moving on. We'll just go over Ian Gary split decision victory. Okay. Real quick. Do you? I don't know. Not that you partake, but what do you make of all the hate Ian Gary gets now? Because the way I see it, like all the shit he gets, talk people. Like, I'm not a fan of people of anyone talking about anybody's family, but Ian Gary's not innocent in this kind of shit, right? Like he went after Vicente Luque's like religion. He goes after other fighters too. He gets in their comment section and all that stuff. And so when fighters start firing back, he gets all upset and shit. What do you make all the hate he gets? Is it justified? Is it not? What do you think?
Fuck, I don't know, man. I really have missed a little bit, man.
Yeah.
His wife, they call him a cuck and shit. I don't really know the whole story and who said what about why or why people be tripping on him about his wife or not really. I see why folks don't like him.
Yeah.
I see why his personality would rub some folks the wrong way, but I mean, I don't know. He's no fucking Colby Covington or fucking Chael Sonnen in his prime, just disrespecting whole fucking nations and shit. I still think it might be a little overkill, but I do see how he can rub some people the wrong way, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got you on that. I don't really care too much about it. It's just, in my opinion, it's just if you're gonna be dishing it out, you better be ready to take it. And if you're as polarizing a figure as Ian Gary, you better be able to take a lot of it.
Well, I don't want to get too caught up on this conversation, but the idea, look, man, morally, what I think or feel a line is on things that you should speak on before you have a prize fight with another man is not important. And I also don't think it's important what Ian Gary or Tom, Dick, or Harry thinks is off limits or offline. Like, there is no rules to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess, yes, you can't like fucking use hate crime slurs and shit like that. But short of that, do I think you should talk about somebody's kids or mom or wife? Not really. That's not my vibe. But it's not a rule. Like, if I want to say your little dumbass kid's fucking ugly and fuck your wife, I mean, you cannot like it, but you also get to punch me in the face Saturday night, man. Like, there's no fucking rule that we all have to follow. You know what I mean? Like, we're constantly having this discussion, like, did such and such did he go too far? Too far for what? What, like, at the end of the day, nobody owes nobody nothing.
Right.
You can say we should not do this or I don't do this, but I could also say, suck my dick. I'll threaten to fuck your wife in the ass. What you gonna do about it? Like, I would almost enjoy that from a champion, especially a champion that's knocking fucks out. Like if Ili Taporia just went double down, like, fuck Mexico and Yair and his fucking kid and his wife and his dead ass daddy. What's he gonna do about it? I'm gonna knock him the fuck out. What the fuck will any of y'all do about it? Like, at the end of the day, bruh, this is not fucking polo. Like, nobody owes nobody nothing, man. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Right. No, I'm with you on that. All right, moving on real quick. Marab. Holy shit, Marab's son is Cejudo. Here's my theory. Marab is that good, and Cejudo's that old. What do you think?
So here's my fucking thing with this. Shout out to Marab for sure. I don't want to fucking just immediately undersell his performance because Henry looked good, all things considered. This shit wasn't just some simple domination of an old man. This wasn't Chuck Tito 3. You know what I'm saying? But I do think we talk about this on this show all the time. And if Henry does retire after the fight tonight, like he said he would, you can make the argument that maybe he's retiring a little early, that he still has some gas in the tank, a little tread on the tires, what have you. But nonetheless, if this was his last fight, how do I put this fucking simply? If you get a win over a legend in their retirement fight, does it count? Now, before I go, woo, of course it counts, you fucking morons. But what I'm saying is, how much does it count? You know, again, who the fuck beat Anderson Silva in his last fight in the UFC? Who beat BJ Penn? I'm not even really asking for answers at this point. I'm just saying, fucking goddamn motherfucking Chuck and Tito. If that ain't a prime example, how old you are when you take your fucking loss or when you beat that person, their age matters a lot. And you always have these people like, well, you're just fucking underselling Merab. You're discrediting Merab's win. Well, that's not what I mean to do. But if this is Henry's last fucking fight of his career, that does need to be taken in account, taken fucking in effect, whatever the fuck the word is. Like, I think we really need to fucking pay attention to that shit. Like, when you beat X fighter is important. Hell, whoever beats John Jones, I mean, it's cool that you beat him, but you honestly called him a little late. If Tom Aspinall does beat John Jones, congratulations, but how much win should we really put into that? If it's John's last fight of all fucking time and he loses it, just to be fair a little bit here, you lose to a guy 15 years your senior in your last fight. Did he really fucking beat John Jones? Like,
you and I talk about this all the time.
Right.
Is the weight and the value of the win. Like, there's a name, but just like fucking Otis said, like when Shogun lost, if you beat Prime Shogun, okay, you beat barely hanging on, just showing up for the check, you know, aka Brett Favre type of Shogun at the very end. That means nothing to the hardcores.
The dude that John Jones beat the dog shit out of, and the guy that fucking the Bear Jew beat, they're just not the same fucking dude. And again, it's not to fucking discredit Paul Craig. It's just like at some point we have to keep these things in perspective. Now, all that being said, shout out to Merab. Henry's not exactly over the fucking hill. He looked good tonight. Again, if it is his last fight, that does need to be taken into fucking effect. But Merab looks good, and I've never seen, I don't know, not never, maybe not never, but like, it's rare that you see a guy that can weaponize his pace in the way that Merab can. I mean, this fucking guy just does not get fucking tired. Henry actually touched him up a little bit in that first round, but Merab can just fucking push the gas tank, unlike damn near anybody I've ever fucking seen in the sport. And this cute cocksucker isn't even getting to go 5 rounds yet. You imagine when this fucking prick can really fucking push for 5 rounds? That's going to be a real fucking problem. Sean O'Malley or Tito Vera, whichever one of those fucking dicks win, they better knock this little prick out in the first round or two, because, boy, rounds 4 and 5 are going to be a fucking shit show with this little prick.
Yeah, no, 100%, dude. Shogun had no business fighting. Uriah Hall beat Grandpa Anderson Silva. Whatever T. Ferguson means nothing nowadays. 100%. What if Stipe beats him? Dude,
well, there we go. Okay, that's a conversation we had because Stipe's oldest 32. I'll give that's a good point. That's a good point. I'll give Stipe the win. And I know that's a cunty thing to say, but sorry, Tom. You're too, it's like playing LeBron James in basketball now. It ain't, if you beat LeBron James in basketball now, well, congratulations. Hell, we can bring out Michael Jordan. He's still alive. Somebody play him. You think that counts? If you beat Michael Jordan in a game of fucking basketball right now, did you beat Michael Jordan? No, motherfucker. You beat Grandpa Mike that's 89 years old. I mean, let's be very fucking clear about it.
Yeah, dude, that makes me fucking laugh because it's like, I was just talking to one of my friends is like huge. We're both Suns fans. He's like, we need to trade for this guy. I'm like, why? He goes, we see him dunk on LeBron. I'm like, when did he dunk on LeBron? He goes, last week. And I'm like, Did he dunk on Miami Heat back-to-back champion LeBron? He goes, no. I'm like, that means fuck all then. Because if you dunked on the guys that dunked on LeBron or had good games against LeBron back then are superstars now. Paul George, guys like that. But if you dunk on him now, I can't tell you the name of anybody that beats LeBron these days because I could give a shit because he's old.
It's different,
so you're
bro.
right.
It's different. No, you're
right.
Those wins are definitely different. Again, now I don't know if that counts in this case. Again, I want to make sure that we are very clear. Marab does look to be maybe cruising to get the belt regardless. This isn't particularly one of those situations, but Henry's fucking long in the tooth to say the least.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And I do hope that Cejudo sticks to what he said and 100% retires. I'm done with Triple C, dude. Done. I don't mind him, but I'm done. All right. So real quick, go through. Fluffy gets the second round of submission over a game Roman Kopylov, who fucking was trying to kick his ribs out of his body. Then Amanda Lemos. Okay, real quick, because Otis brought this up. Jordan has the worst fight IQ. That's definitely one argument, and you could definitely make that one, right? I think she more than anything, she chose to brawl with her, right? Because she knew in order to get that takedown, she's gonna have to get past the weapon. So she got the shit kicked out of her just to get inside, and she almost won the fight. I mean, people are out there. There's arguments that you can make for Dern taking the decision. The only reason why I agree with Lemos winning that fight is because the damage. We always talk about damage is king when it comes to scorecards. The damage was so apparent and obvious in Dern's face that it was like, unless she finishes Lemos or like convincingly wins every round, there's no way she wins this fight. Not after getting the shit kicked out of him in that second round.
I don't want to fucking, minimalize it too much, but I ain't your school teacher on the striking or the X's and O's of fucking MMA.
Right.
But Mackenzie Dern's fucking striking defense is poor.
Oh, yeah.
It's very bad. And I guess just her striking in general is not up to it. Look, man, when you come from a grappling background, Brock Lesnar, fucking Mackenzie Dern, these high-level wrestler or BJJ practitioners, and especially the ones who've been doing that for 10, 20 years, so, a real legit high-level person, 9 times out of 10, man, short of your Dan Henderson type characters, they're never able to really get that striking game. And some of them, like Mackenzie, she'll never listen. If she got serviceable striking, sure, but it's not going to be enough. And she just gets touched too much. She's always getting thunderstruck in fights, man. She's fucking, won a few fights that she probably should have fucked around and lost. Like, I think, again, obviously you do have to strike a little bit to set up them takedowns, but I feel like she would have been better off just fucking training with Division I wrestlers.
Right.
Get it to a point like old school Damian Maya shit. Literally just enough striking to get your fucking opponent to the mat and do what you do best. These fucking grapplers, and listen, I get it. I get why, as a one-dimensional grappler, you feel like I got to get my striking up so I can trick you. Right. But also, like, fuck that, man. Like, just enough to get these motherfuckers on the ground, because your striking just, it's got fucking glaring holes in it that are costing you big time. She almost got her ass knocked out.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? The second round? Or
second round? I thought Herzog was going to wave it up, or get out of that round. Herzog, Beltran, whoever it was.
Yeah, I thought they were going to stop the fight. But
I thought they should have. At that point, I thought they should have. Her face was, you could see her face was bashed in. Like, it was like orbital, something was broken on her face. Dern has to run at her skills. My issue is she's trying to stand with the power hitters of the division on Andrade Lemos. 100%. But the problem is she doesn't, I think she knows she doesn't possess the athletic ability to set up a shot without having to get in there and take a shot, and get hit. So I think she chose to brawl and take the damage. Now, it's far worse than what I'm sure when she expected. But again, she almost won the fight multiple times. So it is what it is.
That's true.
Yeah. So it is what it is, man. But and people were like, "Oh, yeah." I think someone on Twitter was like, "Off the PFL" or something like that. And I'm like, no. These women's divisions are so light on talent. They're not passing her up. You kidding me? She's still a name.
Yeah,
she's still a name. And look, I was live tweeting the whole time and I was watching tweets and everything. People were giving, let's just say, people giving the cameraman a lot of praise for the angle he got when she took top position. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you right now, I say this all the time, and it will happen eventually, bro.
Yeah.
The next time we get a real female star, somebody to really start catching our fucking interest, they're gonna fucking kill it because really, bro, like I said, we really ain't had a star since Ronda Rousey. Like a real one, like fucking even a Misha Tate type character hasn't really came around yet. But when she does, she's gonna kill it because we're starved for it in the female divisions.
Right, right. We'll talk about that here real quick in a second. Marcos wins, Nakamura wins, Ming Yang wins. Danny Barlow looked impressive. Oben Elliott looked impressive. I'm not surprised he didn't finish Val. Val's a tough motherfucker. And then Miranda Maverick kicked off the night with a win. So there you go, UFC 298. Real quick, because I gotta ask you on this because it bugs me, but I know why it bugs me. But what I don't understand completely is the other side of the argument. And again, okay, first of all, this came from two YouTubers, a couple clowns. I honestly know about them because I'm kind of in this space, so I don't watch the MMA commentary like side of YouTube, right? Like the guys that want to be Skip Bayless and all that shit. There's these two guys that after they announced, I think it was like third or fourth female fight for UFC 300, were just like livid about it. Like one guy went as far as to say, "I want to wish UFC 300 on my worst enemy," and I'm like, bitch, what? It's because they added a chick fight? Like that's fucking nuts. Do you like what? Why do you think that is? I thought that was stupid that dude said that. I'm like, man, fuck the guy. I can't. And I didn't watch his video, and I can't because everyone told me. People that I know will tell me the whole like story, the whole video, told me everything I need to know. And so I was like, what the fuck? So I just saw a picture of the guy, and I'm just like, this guy's like got wrapped for fucking hair. Fuck him. I don't give a shit. Like that bugs me. It does bug me. But do you think? Like, why do you think this is like anti-women's fights, I guess, feeling inside MMA circles?
Well, I think maybe you might have a little bit of just like fucking incel dicks who are just like, oh, women shouldn't be doing this, or fucking bitches, or maybe some shit like that. There could be some of that for sure. But I also feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of fans are just spoiled ass casuals. And to be fair, it's some good female fights, but generally card to card, you will catch some boring female fights. I think fans are just like for instance, Bilal Muhammad. We love the shit on Bilal. They booed the shit out of Bilal tonight. Really, Bilal's fighting style is not that bad. Like those of us who lived through the fucking days of John Fitch, like Bilal's actually not that,
bro.
but I think we're fucking spoiled now, man. Like
we're crazy spoiled.
if you're not fucking Hamzat Chimaev or fucking, John Jones or Connor got some sort of crazy fucking thing going, people get bored easy. And, I think maybe that a little bit of that, maybe I think. Because to be fair, if there are, listen, let's say there's 20 females in every division. What is 3 female divisions in the UFC right now?
Yeah, strawweight, flyweight, bantamweight.
Right. So it's more than 20 girls per division, but let's just say that there's only 20. Who are the top 3 most popular? Like if you were trying to introduce somebody to MMA using only girls, name me 5. Name me 5 violent females from each division.
Right.
Now, if you're a real fucking hardcore fan, you might be able to sneakily do that. Most people can't. Now, I'm not saying it's terribly easy in the men's division, but I would imagine if I say welterweight, name me 5 mean shit. You know what I'm saying? We seen damn near 5 welterweights on the card tonight. It'll break your fucking face. Middle like so.
Right.
Not fucking shit on the women, but I think it's just you got to really you might be able to come up with 3 girls in a division who can knock hoes out, who are fucking scary, who make you nervous. Like a lot of these girls can fight, but how many of them are fucking like, ooh, even Ronda in her heyday type shit. Like just every time this bitch fights, she is fucking breaking arms or knocking people's teeth out.
Right.
Like there's not a lot of girls like that, just to be completely fair.
You're absolutely right. All right. What else should we touch on before we go? We have like a few minutes left, and it's late as shit. What else you want to touch on before we get out of here?
I don't know. I think that's it, man. I mean, the UFC 300 shit's a big deal, so that was the big one. There really isn't
Yeah.
a ton of shit going on otherwise. I don't guess really. Like,
Gotcha. All right. Well, then, real quick, let's go over the next few couple cards here. Next weekend for Mexico City, Brandon Moreno against Brandon Royval. It was supposed to be Albazi versus Moreno, but Albazi got hurt, so Royval gets in there. Co-main event: Yair Rodriguez against Brian Ortega. Daniel Zellhuber against Francisco Prado. Dude, every single fight's pretty damn good, so I don't understand why this isn't like more talked about. Whatever. After that, yeah, looks like an Apex card. Jairzinho Rosenstrike against Shamil Gaziv.
ooh, that's
Yeah,
aggressive.
co-main. Well, the co-main should be the main. It's Vitor Petrino against Tyson Pedro. Both guys hit like trucks. And then Alex Perez against Muhammad Makayev. Then after that, UFC 299 from Miami. Sean O'Malley, Marlon Vera. Dustin Poirier, Benoit Saint Denis. Kevin Holland against Michael Page. I ain't done. Gilbert Burns against Jack Della Maddalena and Piotr Jan against Sonya Dong. Stacked main card. Holy shit.
You could definitely make the argument that that's a better card than 300. Now that we know what 300 is, now that we know what the main card is and stuff, you could definitely make that argument.
I think it is, straight up. After that, this card was supposed to be in Saudi Arabia, but the Saudis were like, no, pass on that one. I think it's a Apex card now. Taito Iwasa is marching towards the main event. Brian Battle against Ange Lusa, and then Ovin St. Preux against Kennedy and Chiku. Sorry, bro, I don't know how you say last name, dog. Then after that, another Apex card, Hivas against Namajunas. Following that, Blanchard over Fiorot, main event from Atlantic City because Sean Brady got hurt. And now it's Vicente Luque against Joaquin Buckley as a co-main event. And then after that, another Apex card, Marvin Vittori against Brandon Allen, solid fight. And then UFC 300, Alex Pereira against Jamal Hill for the light heavyweight title. Zhang Weili against Yan Xiaonan for the strawweight title. And Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway for the BMF belt. Two other fights on the main card. Charles Oliveira against Arman Saryukian. If you have not watched Arman, you need to watch Arman. And then Yuri Prohaska against Alexander Rakic is roundabout the main card. Prelims, Calvin Kattar against Aljamain Sterling. Bo Nickel against Cody Brundage. I don't understand why they did that. Bo's going to fuck him up. And Davison Figueiredo against Cody Garbrandt. Holly Holm against Kayla Harrison. Sodiq Youssef against Diego Lopez. Jessica Andrade, Marina Rodriguez. Bobby Green against Jim Miller. That's the card so far. So either way.
I mean, it's bottom heavy.
Oh, very much.
It's bottom heavy like a Colombian, son.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there you go.
But also like a lot of Latino women, it's a little top light.
It's a little top light.
A little bottom heavy and a little top light.
So, we'll see. I mean, obviously, I think we'll have to do like a comparison after UFC 300. Just like do a show on a Friday night, just do a comparison 299, 300
how it was
after the fact. What ended up being the better card? So we'll talk about that. Anyway, super late for both of us, especially you. So we'll call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Otis, Lan, Santiago. I appreciate you jumping in here from far shit from here. Who else we got? Fred was on here. Everyone tunes in. We love the hell out of you guys. Shout out to everyone tunes in. You can follow Fred at Gem City Jesus on Twitter. I'm at Elaw32. Shout out to K-Shot Press. Shout out to Gabriel Gonzalez. Still on location in Anaheim. There's still fighters being interviewed in the media room. And it's going to be a late night for me, dude. I got another hour and a half of work to do. So I'll be up for a while. But we'll catch you guys on the next one. So for myself, Mr. Fred Kirby, the entire team at K-Shot Press, we love you guys. Good night. And good night, Wilshire.